Hey everyone, it's Brano, and I wanted to talk about my new incremental game, Heralds of Heroism. So, I've been mostly done with Surface Breaker. It's only got a couple more systems needed to be developed. The next Fest build is basically completed, and I felt like in the remainder of January, I wanted to create the best incremental game I could. And so that is out now. Link is in the description. So I just wanted to play it and show you guys what it is all about. So Heralds of Heroism is a incremental RPG game, very light on the incremental on the RPG part, very heavy on the incremental part, but it's inspired by a game called Loot Loop, and that is a game that is not even out yet. So I've been playing a lot of these active incremental games. Now I've been playing active rather than passive because I I don't really like games that play themselves. I like to be somewhat of an active participant, and what I like about active incremental games is that they're just not that hard. You get progress without having to try that hard, and given I have a full-time job and I am also doing all this game dev stuff, my brain often gets fried, and I begin to really see the appeal of these games as you play them. So something I did find though with a lot of these active incremental games is that they're the most fun when it's like 15 to 20% skill rather than 5% skill. So one of the issues I have with Loot Loop is that the only real bit of interaction is to collect coins with your mouse, as we're doing here, but also you have to click to attack, and then you get an auto attack button, but there's nothing else in the game. And what I wanted to do was just provide this little bit of active strategic element. And we're going to see this in the next one. So as you can see, it's just got a skill tree. You increase your warriors' damage, their health, and now you're more efficient. So we went from only being able to kill one of these orcs at a time to now being able to one-shot them and just kill all of them in one go. But oh no, there is a big kind of cyborg orc knight that is going to kick our butt. But this is the thing that is going to make the game unique, which is you have these abilities. I was spending a lot of time just trying to work out, do I want to buff the characters on the screen, or do I want the player to be a character themselves? And I decided that a character, like the player being the character themselves, was good. So there we just strike them, and yeah, we just killed the orc knight without too much effort. And yeah, so you just slowly upgrade your character and fight your way through the level. So you can see there's a new ability here called the health potion, and this basically allows you to heal your warrior for 10 HP. And you can continue to upgrade and stuff. There's upgrades that, for example, allow strike to be gained when your warrior takes damage. You can make it so that health potions drop from enemies and such. So I think there's going to be a bit of like RNG, and therefore with R&D there's going to be a bit of like, oh, how do I best use my abilities, because they are consumables, but because the run time is so limited, you're really encouraged to use everything you've got to work with the consumables. So you can see what some of the passives are. Loot, health potions now drop from enemies, and then rage, your warrior has a 5% chance to grant you a new heroic strike ability after taking damage. And so I've got a bunch of these things, but I'm going to let you guys experience that when you play the demo, link in the description. So the demo takes about half an hour to complete. It's very much that, and so if you like active incremental games, I think you are going to like my game. Now, so now that this is a completed demo, there's a couple of questions I have in my head. So the big one is around art. I used an art pack to make that game. You may notice it's got similar art to my Vampire Survivors tutorial series, and that's because it's using the same art pack. And I have this question in my head: if this game does get attention, do I continue with this art style? I got this feeling that it's a bit lock and stone. Now, the issue is that this art style is beyond my own personal art abilities, so it's very likely that I'm going to have to buy supporting art packs and also pay an artist to do parts that I genuinely can't do, like animation. So I may have to spend some money on making sure that the art is as good as possible. Now, if the game doesn't get attention, do I remake this game with a different art style? Because I genuinely like my gameplay loop. I tend to be fans of my own games. Like, I really like my own games when I make them. So I am hoping that other people enjoy it as well, and that my tastes align with the market, but I just don't know if it is enough. So I kind of just need to see what happens, and I'm going to think over these questions as I get the results of releasing the demo. And during this time, I'm just going to be going back to fully completing Surface Breaker. I had my 2-week break. It's a good break from the game. I get a bit more of a fresh perspective for Surface Breaker before the next Fest demo. And I'll also have a bit more of a fresh perspective for doing the final few features that Surface Breaker needs to be fully complete. I guess I'll end this video with a following thought I've been having, is that game dev and really just entertainment in general is something where you are significantly better off occasionally being right than never being wrong. And those two things are completely different. Never being wrong normally means that you did nothing different. You only did what was expected. Where occasionally being right means that you took a risk. And I think that it is impossible to know when you're doing something right unless it's in retrospective. So, in my opinion, take risks when the cost of failure is minimal, and get there as quickly as possible. And who knows, maybe I've got something good, maybe I've got something that is mid, and I need to move on. But please do let me know your thoughts. If you like the game, please let me know. Rate it, add a comment. If you don't like it, please let me know as well if you don't like it. I do need to know if this game and this idea is worth pursuing further. Anyway, have a good one, guys. See you later. Bye.